Went out to get these party crackers for today and literally just finished paying at the register when I got this tweet. And well, that seemed like a much better idea, so here we are. Today we're celebrating. This channel just hit 200,000 subscribers. Exciting. When the channel hit 100,000 a few months back, I kind of snuck it in at the end of the video, didn't make a big deal about it. The timing didn't feel right, but I think we collectively deserve to celebrate. From road trips to documentaries to weird at-home projects, we've done a lot over the past couple of months. So we're gonna celebrate today and kick back with a nice, relaxing Q&A. Cheers. For today's Q&A, I turned to Twitter and I got a lot of this. We are gonna cover this today. It feels like it's an appropriate time. Let's jump into the questions. What was the most horrifying experience you've had while exploring rural Japan? What is the scariest moment that you've had whilst traveling? Good questions. Actually, a recent one. A few months back, I was doing a camping project that took us down some deteriorating mountain roads without guardrails, by the way.
No. No.
To a campsite that was filled with bear and boar warnings pretty much everywhere we went. Now, we downplayed it in the video, but there were actually typhoon warnings for that very night, and by the time that we arrived, it was too late to turn back, and had those typhoons done any damage to the road or knocked trees onto the road, we would not have been able to get out of there, and the rest of the project would have been, we would have been stuck there without signal. We had zero signal. Now, we were fully prepared to hike down the mountain the next day if we had to, but luckily, it didn't come to that. And I almost forgot. My friend Lillian co-founded this company that sources care packages from local farmers and producers here in Japan. And I asked her a while back if she would send me one of their care packages. And she did, and it arrived today. And so as we do this Q&A, I hope you don't mind, I'm gonna be taking a peek at this. Our next question's a good one. It's, do you have something in Japan that you dislike? Also, where in Japan would you suggest a first-time traveler to go to? Somewhere with no big crowds. Okay, responding to the first one about something I dislike in Japan, definitely. I think that moving countries isn't all that different from moving cities or moving homes, in the sense that there's always gonna be something that you miss or that you liked better from the other place, if that makes sense. If you've ever moved homes, you'll know what I mean. There's definitely something that you miss from your old home or your old area or neighborhood or something. I used to focus a lot on the things that I didn't like. It wasn't healthy, I wasn't happy. Which is one of the reasons I started Tokyo Lens, to spend more time searching out and sharing the stuff that I do like. And now I'm so busy doing that the other stuff just feels inconsequential by comparison. And travel spots are obviously gonna be super subjective from person to person, but I feel like you cannot go wrong with the post towns along the Nakasendo Trail, like Naraijuku and Samagojuku. They are just, doesn't matter the time of day, the weather, anything, they are beautiful. I highly recommend. What country other than Japan would you most like to explore? No time limit on how long it takes. Australia, hands down, I have always loved it. We were invited back in 2019. It is still one of my favorite memories and two of my favorite videos to this day, and now I often think of what it would be like to move there someday, maybe. Best advice for traveling around Japan with a shellfish allergy. Okay, so most packages in Japan will clearly say ebi or kani on them, as it's a moderately common allergy here in Japan too. So if you're shopping, look for that on the package. Or if you're going out to a restaurant, there's also the option of wearing this super fashionable My Allergy t-shirt. Or you can just copy the text that I've put in the description box below for you and make your own card, maybe circle off your allergies. I definitely recommend doing your research and knowing the words so that you know what to look for, but it's usually clearly marked. Quick break. I haven't even looked inside yet. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so each one of these items is going to be locally sourced from all around Japan. It has its own story, its own recipes, and everything. I'm going to try these mixed yatsuhashi as we look at the next question. So are you still into the car scene? Is there a particular reason for it other than the crash? Well, while I definitely miss my S14 and the old days of drifting and hanging out with the crew, I I don't miss the costs. It was an expensive endeavor, and with cars, sometimes it just feels like you're just throwing money against a wall. But yes, I am still very much into Japanese car culture, now in a much more passive way. I would say even a passenger, if you will. I still do go out for a late night run every now and then, but now every spare moment I have goes into the shamisen. And actually, one of the questions was, are you still working with the Kiki ladies? If you're new, I've spent the last couple of years traveling the world with two of Japan's top shamisen players. And while travel may be on hold right now, we still work together regularly. In fact, lately, we're filming and editing for the girls' online shamisen lessons that they're all doing. I will link it down below if you are interested. Yatsuhashi are really good if you've never had one. They're from Kyoto, and if I'm not mistaken, yep, Kyoto, and it's got the whole little backstory of the producer and everything like that. Lillian, I really like what you're doing with this. I really like there's a map that shows where each one of them are from. I'm sorry if I get this part wrong, but I believe they send out a different package every single month. No, I'll just have one more. Speaking of food though, when you're on one of your road trips, what is your go-to convenience store snack and drink combo?
All he eats is chicken, bunch of eggs, and another egg, protein, water, coffee. What do you eat?
Pretty much every road trip is the same. It's chicken, eggs, and vegetable juice. I like to try to stay healthy while I'm on the road. What is your favorite flavor of coffee? For just basic coffee, I love Kilimanjaro coffee, but I have quite the coffee collection thanks to some amazing people who keep sending me coffee. Thank you guys, thank you. But my absolute personal favorite has got to be the banana nut cream from Kawaii Coffee. Just mix in a tiny bit, just a tiny bit with any other coffee, and it's amazing, it's amazing. Can you find good maple syrup in Japan? I mean, good maple syrup, not the, and I'm assuming this means like the mass-produced Aunt Jemima type stuff, because that's not really maple syrup. And the answer is yes. Yes, you can, especially at some of the international supermarkets in Tokyo. You can get everything from maple syrup to peanut butter, Tim Tams, some cereals, but some are a little weird. Like Fruit Loops exists in Japan, but they're called unicorn Fruit Loops. But the things I can't get in Japan and tend to miss the most are Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids. I am perpetually out of both, and now I want a snack. You know, I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna try these out. These are the Yuzu Senbei. And as I do this, do you have any daily rituals or habits you've built up that keep you in a positive and motivated mood? There's no real magical solution to keep you positive and motivated. For me, it's push-ups and water every single morning and before bed. Even if I'm on the road or if I'm not feeling great, I try to stick to it. The goal is just the consistency above everything. Just staying consistent. You're not always going to be motivated, but you can always stay consistent. I love yuzu, and I've never had a yuzu senbei, so can't wait for the next video. Always enjoy your content. When can we expect more podcasts? The podcasts. Right after talking about consistency too, I probably could have planned that better. Since shortly after the At Home show, the Tokyo Lens podcast has been on a bit of a hiatus, mostly due to scheduling and non-stop construction out there. It's been non-stop for months straight. Even this is being filmed at a really weird time. But it will be coming back hopefully soon. Who is your favorite YouTuber to watch? You ever seen this guy, Uncle Roger? He does a character. It's not the name of his channel.
Imagine if you go to Japanese restaurant and you ask for noodle and the chef gives you instant noodle. That is what this guy is doing.
This guy is, I love his humor style. I really do. Tell you, Uncle Roger, if you ever find yourself in Tokyo, drop me a line. I won't cook for you, but I'd love to hang out. Tokyo Lens, when you travel to Japan, do they do background checks upon arrival at the airport? What? Moving on. Do you play video games? And if you do, what games do you play? And has it gotten you through all of this? You know, not nearly as much as I did before I started YouTube. I would definitely say that creating and sharing is one of the things that's helped get me through this. It's kept me busy, it's kept me sane. But I do love me some N64 whenever I get the chance. I'm talking GoldenEye, Star Fox, you name it. I also sneak in a little bit of Portal and Mirror's Edge on the PC every now and then, but N64. If I've got a limited time and I've got to choose, it's gonna be the N64. Once things reopen, will you be doing the photography tours with Moment Travel again? For 2020, my friends over at Moment asked me if I would host photography adventures or photography tours here in Japan, and it's Moment. Of course I said yes, I will, and well, that clearly didn't happen, so the answer is yes. As soon as things open up, I have a very exciting photo adventure planned for us. And on that note, there are actually quite a few camera and gear related questions as well, so I'm thinking of just doing an entirely separate piece for that. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know down below. And with that, I guess we are on to the big one. The how long do you plan on staying in Japan, or do you ever get a little homesick or feel like you want to go back to Canada? You know, I've seen this question coming up more and more frequently lately, and I always kind of avoid addressing it because it's difficult to give a definitive answer of any sort. Okay, first, I love Japan, and in so many ways I feel like my journey here is just beginning. But I literally never stop missing my family and friends back in Canada. Ever. And obviously this past year hasn't made things any better at all. I don't even know the next time that I'll be able to go back and visit them. But as for how long I will live in Japan, I'll say this much. I will continue living here until it no longer makes sense to do so. Which kind of feels like a non-answer, but honestly, I have no immediate plans whatsoever of leaving Japan. I love living here and I love sharing my life here, so I will continue living here for as long as that is true, or until life inevitably pulls me in some direction that I never could have possibly imagined and everything changes. It is a really difficult one to answer though. I can honestly see myself potentially living here forever, but again, I think if the last year or so has proven anything, is that we never know. We honestly never know what life is gonna throw at us, so. Okay, I think we can squeeze in one more. How often do you meet your fans? Every single chance that I get. From shamisen performances to meetups in Japan or Canada, or skateboarding through the night in Brisbane, Australia, or even in Italy. It's honestly just a lot of fun to hang out and get to know each other. Obviously that's probably not happening anytime soon, but for those who do want to get to know each other a little bit better, I do have a Discord available for most of my Patreon tiers, and I love hanging out there whenever I get the chance, so consider yourself officially invited if that's the kind of thing that you're into. And I just realized I've only had one glass of this so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour myself another one. Also, you definitely didn't notice, but this is actually a Dragon Ball shirt. That's Goku right there. Thank you so much for 200K for making all of this possible. If you have any camera or tech questions, leave them down below. I've used a camera or two before. Another huge thank you to Lillian and to her co-founder Aki for sending me out this box. I really appreciate it. And you guys know, I will see you again real soon. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call Lillian. Hey. Okay. So not only did we get a discount code, which I'm gonna leave down below, but Lillian has also said that she's willing to just give away a February box to one person in the comments. So if you are interested, let me know in the comments section down below. Just say that you're interested in winning the Koto Care package. In the next week or two, I will pick a winner. We'll send it out to you. Again, thank you guys so much for joining. And I'll see you again real soon. I also realized I haven't done this yet. Ooh. That was not pleasant. It wasn't even anything. It was empty. No streamers, no sparkles, just the noise. See you guys soon.